Thank you for purchasing a Juki Overlook sewing machine. We hope this DVD will be helpful for you to enjoy your sewing. To ensure your safety, turn off the power switch and unplug the power cord from its electrical outlet in these situations. While sewing, keep an eye on the needle and keep hands away from all the moving parts. First, you must set up your machine before use. Raise the retractable support rod on the back of the machine. Turn the support rod until it engages with the position stopper with an audible click. Place each of the spools on the thread stand. Insert the foot controller cord into the controller plugs. Insert the power cord into the electrical outlet. Push the power switch to the on position. The power light turns on. Always turn the power switch off before threading. To ensure beautiful stitches, the machine must be threaded according to the proper sequence. Sewing may not be possible if the machine is threaded incorrectly. To open the looper cover, press the knob to the right and tilt the cover towards you. Turn the hand wheel towards you until the needle lifts to the highest position. Raise the upper knife. Press the upper knife holder to the right and turn the knob on the right side all the way in the direction indicated by the arrow. Raise the presser foot. Here, the threading method will be instructed for 4-thread overlock stitching. Always turn the power switch off before threading. Push the over-edging width selection knob away from you until it is aligned with the end marking on the throat plate. Color-coded threading diagrams are provided on the machine to illustrate the threading sequence. Threading should be performed in the following order: upper looper thread, lower looper thread, right needle thread, and left needle thread. Tweezers, which are stored in the accessory box, can be used as threading aids. Begin by threading the machine with the upper looper thread. Blue markings are provided on the machine to indicate the path of the upper looper thread. Bring the thread directly up from the spool to the thread guide. Thread the thread guide. Guide the thread around the thread tension dial. Then, to ray thread correctly at the tension discs, hold down the thread lightly with both hands. Continue following the blue color marked thread guide. Turn the hand wheel to raise the upper looper and pass the thread through the eye of the upper looper. Pull out about 10 centimeters of the thread. Next, thread the machine with the lower looper thread. The lower looper thread follows the path marked in red. The lower looper thread is run just like the upper looper thread by following the red color thread guide. Turn the hand wheel towards you until the lower looper extending out 5 to 10 millimeters from the throat plate edge. Pull the thread with tweezers to pass the lower looper hole. Draw the thread with your left hand tightly. During this process, pass the thread through to the left side of a portion of the automatic threader. Use your finger to push the automatic threader up to the topmost, and then thread goes through automatically. Take the thread over the upper looper and pull out about 10 centimeters of the thread. Thirdly, the machine is threaded with the right needle thread. The thread pass is marked in green. Pull the thread under the thread guide and thread the thread take-up cover. Turn the hand wheel towards you until the needle lifts to the highest position and then pass the thread through the needle eye. Pull out about 10 centimeters of the thread from under the presser foot. Fourth is the left needle thread. The thread pass is marked in yellow. The left needle thread is run just like the right needle thread by following the yellow color thread guide. Turn the hand wheel towards you until the needle lifts to the highest position and then pass the thread through the needle eye. Pull out about 10 centimeters of the thread from under the presser foot. After threading is complete, lower the upper knife, close the looper cover, and attach the waist collector. Do a trial run on the same fabric you intend to use in order to check that stitch formation and thread tension are appropriate. We will use 4-thread overlock as an example. Turn on the power switch. To adjust the thread tension, set the tension dial to 3. Lower the presser foot and press down on the foot controller gently to make a thread chain. A thread chain is a stitch that can be formed with no fabric present. After ensuring that a thread chain can be made, place the fabric under the presser foot and begin sewing. Press the foot controller gently to sew slower and firmly to sew faster. At the end of the seam, continue sewing a 5 to 6 centimeters long thread chain off the edge of the fabric. In proper stitch formation, both looper threads meet at the fabric edge. The left needle thread and the right needle thread rest on the upper side and the underside of the fabric respectively. Adjust the thread tension dial, stitch length dial, lower knife adjustment dial, and differential feed dial to ensure a proper stitch. If the upper looper thread is visible on the underside of the fabric, turn the upper looper thread tension dial to a larger number or turn the lower looper thread tension dial to a smaller number. If the lower looper thread is visible on the overside of the fabric, turn the upper looper thread tension dial to a smaller number or turn the lower looper thread tension dial to a larger number. If the right needle thread forms loose loops on the underside of the fabric, turn the right needle thread tension dial to a larger number. If the left needle thread forms loose loops on the underside of the fabric, turn the left needle thread tension dial to a larger number. If the fabric wanders between the stitch or rolled back side, turn the upper and lower looper threads tension dials to a smaller number. If the fabric puckers, turn the right and left needle thread tension dial to a smaller number. Adjust the stitch length using the stitch length dial. For regular overlock, use a standard 2.5 mm stitch length. You can adjust the stitch length to any value within the range 1 to 4 mm. If the stitch goes over the edge of the fabric or the fabric wanders between the stitch, adjust the lower knife adjustment dial. Open the cloth plate. If the stitch goes over the edge of the fabric, set the adjustment dial number to a larger number. If the fabric wanders between the stitch or rolled back side, set the adjustment dial number to a smaller number. Close the cloth plate after finishing the adjustment. The differential feed dial produces perfect seaming on stretchy and crinkly fabrics. Turn the dial counterclockwise for knits and other stretchy fabrics. Turn the dial clockwise for georgette and other crinkly fabrics. To keep seams from coming apart, secure the beginning and end of each seam. Explain how to tie off the end of the stitch with the overlock sewing machine. Sew a 3 to 4 cm long thread chain. Stop the machine after sewing a few stitches. Lift the presser foot with the needle left in the fabric. Place the thread chains from the left between the fabric and the presser foot. Lower the presser foot and sew over the thread chain. Sew to the end of the seam and stop the needle. Raise the needle and presser foot. Turn the fabric over and lower the needles into fabric. Lower the presser foot. Sew carefully over the previous stitching for about 2 to 3 centimeters without cutting them by the upper knife. Then, remove the fabric and cut the thread. You can unstitch your seams very neatly without damaging the fabric by running a commercial seam ripper along the upper and lower looper threads simultaneously. Turn the power switch off before replacing the needle. Lift the needle to the highest position and loosen the needle set screw using the hexagonal wrench included with your sewing machine. Use a regular household sewing machine needle. Hold the new needle with the flat surface facing away from you and insert the needle as far as possible into the clamp. Tighten the needle set screw securely. When replacing the threads, you may either rethread all or simply tighten the previous and new threads. If the thread breaks while sewing, stop sewing immediately and remove the fabric. When the lower looper thread has broken, cut both needle threads at the needles and pull the thread from the needle eyes. First, rethread the looper, then the needles. When the upper looper thread has broken, the entire machine must be rethreaded. Even when you think you have threaded the machine properly, the threads can sometimes get caught on something or tangled, causing the machine to produce incorrect stitching. Always take special care for threading. For the right needle overlock, remove the left needle. For the left needle overlock, remove the right needle. Threading for the upper and lower loopers is identical to that for 4-thread overlock. This machine comes with a built-in roll hemmer capable of producing both 3-thread rolled hem and narrow overlock. The fabric edge is automatically rolled and over-sewn, resulting in fine narrow edging for hems and cuffs, for example. Here, the process will be described for the 3-thread rolled hem. Pull the over-edging width selection knob towards you until it is aligned with the R marking. Set the lower knife adjustment knob to its smallest number. Set the feed adjustment dial between 1 and 1.5. Remove the left needle. Set the lower looper thread tension between 7 and 9. A beautiful finish can be produced using woolly nylon as the upper looper thread. Woolly nylon thread features a soft feel and is more elastic than spun threads, which are commonly used in overlock stitching. When using woolly nylon thread, the upper looper thread tension should be between 1 and 3. Turn the power switch off and unplug the power cord from its electrical outlet when cleaning or lubricating. As you use your machine, dust and fluff tends to collect, particularly around the throat plate and lower knife, and should be removed regularly. On this occasion, apply 1 or 2 drops of oil to the 2 points as shown. Optional pressure feet, useful for a wide variety of sewing applications, are available for your machine. Blind stitch presser foot provides an even, durable finish to pant legs, sleeves, and the bottoms of shirts and skirts. Elasticator presser foot takes the hard work out of evenly attaching elastic on swimsuits, leotards, and garments. Beading presser foot perfectly embellishes dresses and blouses. Piping presser foot is suitable for accent on sweatshirts and the corner of bags. Gathering presser foot can create the evenly distributed gathers on skirts or the shoulder of the blouse. Taping presser foot is suitable for t-shirt sewing with spin tape. Turn the power switch off before replacing the presser foot. Turn the hand wheel until the needle lifts to the highest position. Raise the presser foot. Press the presser foot releasing button to remove the presser foot. To attach the presser foot, raise the presser foot lever as far as it will go. Align the pin on the presser foot and the groove on the presser foot holder, and then lower the presser foot holder with the presser foot lifting lever. We hope that this DVD has given you a better understanding of your new overlock sewing machine. If you have any further questions, please refer to your instruction manual. We hope you will enjoy your sewing.